Thursday night, Desiree called me up and she's like, let's go see Friday the 13th at midnight. And I'm still on my sort of my yes man thing, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Shockingly
enough, they didn't call me up to go to the midnight show on Friday
She's
the 13th.
like, oh, I'm going to text Stephanie. I'm like, do not do that. If you know it's safe, do not call her. She might get mad.
Why don't you tell all of our viewers about your Friday the 13th experience?
Went at midnight. There was a bunch of kids in there, 16-year-old blonde girls. You know, the perfect victims in horror movies, you know.
That's quite the bedtime story for the kids, by the way.
And then a bunch of hipsters. So the crowd was, it was a lot of energy, so I think that was made it better, but it was just like, you know, a perfect example of why I don't go to the movies at night, especially on weekends, you know. So the movie, of course, it looked like it had like a good look to it. I didn't really like the story too much. It kind of made Jason like a drug dealer, kind of.
Really?
Like, yeah, he like grew pot, and that's what made people come to Crystal Lake, and then he just kill the people. So it's like,
well, you think with all that pot around, he'd be a little more relaxed and chill, and not be killing people.
Yeah, so a lot of pot jokes, a lot of sex jokes, a lot of murder. What do you expect?
Should we be expecting the inevitable Friday the 13th part two?
It made like almost $50 million its opening weekend. Like, you know, almost 3 times its budget. So
those movies cost like $5 to make.
So they're gonna make Nightmare on Elm Street next, and then I'm sure they'll make another.
We read about Hellraiser today. Like, they're just bringing them all back.
Yeah. So this week, I know we'll let you take over this because I know you're excited.
This week, well, first of all, let's talk about. There's 2 big movies because it's Oscar weekend. Hollywood doesn't open anything.
Let's put a little asterisk next to big.
I think one of them will be quite big.
One of them will be. But
it's like I said, it's Oscar weekend, and Hollywood never opens anything real big on Oscar weekend because they want you to watch the Oscars.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's Fired Up. It's a teen comedy. These football jocks decide to go off to cheerleader camp because they figure they'll be the only guys there, and they can just, you know, make out with all the hot girls at cheerleading camp. If you've seen American Pie or you know, College or Animal House or any of these other, like, you know, raunchy teen sex comedies, you know all the jokes, you've seen them coming. The interesting part about this, the so-called teenagers in the movie, the 2 male lead actors, one of them is 31, and the other one's like 27. Like, are they kidding me? I mean, they look young, but seriously.
I did see that.
Is there a lack of teen actors in Hollywood?
Yes, there is.
Apparently.
There is.
But, so Fired Up if you like that sort of thing.
Nope.
My pick for the weekend, which, frankly, I may be at the theater in a few hours to see this. Tyler Perry's... Tim's coming with me. I don't know what he thinks. I'm just going to kidnap him and take him to the theater. Tyler Perry's Medea Goes to Jail.
If you buy me popcorn, I might.
So, here's the thing. I love Tyler Perry, the Medea stuff. I have all the plays. I have all the movies. I love Medea. And Hollywood keeps making fun of Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, I heard this morning on the radio, he is worth $500 million. Okay? He is an empire. He has his own studio in Atlanta. Because here's the thing. There is a real lack of good movies for the African American community.
And by good, you mean like well written?
Yeah. Not a movie that they made just so they could put out a soundtrack. Which is what most black movies are. The movie's awful, but the soundtrack is great.
I will not. Go ahead.
So
I'm staying out of this one.
So the thing about Tyler Perry is he makes these movies that accurately represent the black community. So that's
positive,
why,
you know, positive.
Yeah, you know, the reason I love Medea, besides the fact that she carries a gun in her pocketbook, Medea is basically my grandmother. That's my grandmother. So I love to go watch that because it represents me. And that's why a lot of other black people love to go see it. And that's why they make money. So I'm going to see Medea Goes to Jail this week.
Good. You know what? I'm not going to argue with you or anything. But will you please see The Wrestler before Sunday?
I will try.
Will you go in the morning? The theater is right by your house and it's playing the movie.
I don't know.
You like wrestling, please.
I don't know. I might love Medea so much I have to go see it again.
I will give you money right now.
No, I will try. I will try my best to go see The Wrestler.
Please.
I will try my best to see
All right, so there's Tim will be staying home this weekend.
So, enough of the movie talk.
Yes.
Let's talk about some TV.
Let's quick, you know, we're not going to go in depth on anything. Let's just quick thoughts on TV.
Lost.
I did a blog about it last night. I did 10 words. Not last night, Wednesday. 10 words on what I thought about it. So check out our blog.
Tim told me to go home and watch Lost, and I went home and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm having a good day. I'm not gonna ruin it by watching Lost.
Long story, but I'll just say, like, my mom's been asking me to send her, like, recaps, like, if I just type it out.
Yeah.
And so I called her yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to have to go online and look for a professional recap, because I can't do it, sorry.
ER. Last night, Noah Wiley came back.
Yes.
For the final, like, 6 now. They have 6 episodes left.
Yes.
He'll be in 4 of them.
4 more.
Yeah.
Um,
Should we give the spoiler out?
I think he's going to die.
Yeah. That seems to be the consensus with us and online. People think that Carter's going to die, and that's going to be what brings everybody back.
I will be sad.
That would be heartbreaking if they ended the show with Carter's death.
Yeah. That's what I was saying this morning. I want a happy ending. I want a show with a happy ending.
I want it to wrap up nicely. I've put
with
in
him,
15 long
him
years.
there, like, deciding to stay in Chicago and be, like, the leader. And,
to really take over, become, like, chief of staff.
Yeah, because the first episode he was this bumbling, student, and that's the end that we need. So there's that. Dollhouse, you blogged about Dollhouse.
Yeah, the new Joss Whedon show.
I liked it. I like the premise. I think I'm in love with the premise. I think it's a great premise. It's on a horrible night, Friday. No one's going to watch it.
Fox is putting no faith in it by putting it in Friday and not even giving it a good lead-in. I mean, the shows go together, but neither one of them is successful. So
I love Eliza Dushku. I hope she's an Iron Man too.
Sure.
And I love Joss Whedon. I'm going to stick with it as long as possible.
Me too.
But I'm sure it's not going to last much longer.
A lot of people are upset about it. They're like, oh, the first episode wasn't that good. Did you watch the first episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? It's not that great.
No, it's not.
But look at how good the show is.
The first episode of Angel was good, though.
Right. So, there you go. Psych.
The last episode was a Friday the 13th. It was a themed episode. Yeah. Written by James Roday.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Steve Franks both wrote it.
Oh, wow.
I read an interview online. They said they came up with the concept of the episode. The episode with the mummy.
Yeah.
And when the mummy in the car crashed, and they said right at that point they thought of that idea for this show.
Oh, that's great.
It was a great episode. You loved it because of your childhood crushes on there.
Oh, Mackenzie Aston, who I've been in love with since The Facts of Life.
I loved it because it took like every horror movie,
It had all the cliches.
Yeah, all the cliches, all the mistakes just thrown in there. Really wasn't super funny, but it was a great still like suspense and everything.
Yeah.
So there's that. And I have a breaking announcement.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I'm not going to tell the announcement, but my announcement is next week I might have an earth-shattering, ginormous announcement.
Really?
Yes, it'll be earth-shattering. Like, you will not believe it. So the next show, there could be, I'm not saying it's going to be, but there could be something that will just break the internet in half.
Okay, tune in.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's end it with Stump the Host.
All right, I'm ready. Go ahead, I'm ready.
All morning I spent, because I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? So the whole show was about the Oscars. I was going to ask you this really hard Oscar question, but I'm like, I don't need to punish someone like that. So it's kind of easy. You should be able to get this.
Okay.
Last year, name all of the 4 acting winners from last year's Oscar telecast. That's supporting, the supporting and leading.
Okay. Helen Mirren won for the Queen.
No, that was not last year.
Oh, that was the year before that.
We're talking last year.
Last year. Okay. Give me a second.
I can't tell you one Best Picture because that gives away. Oops. Last year.
My goodness. How crazy. So Javier Bardem won for No Country for Old Men for supporting actor.
Yes.
Supporting actress was wow. This is tough.
Yes. Go to leading. Those are easy. I'll give you a hint. Everyone who won an award was not an American. They were all non-Americans that won last year.
That's right. That's right. They were. Daniel Day-Lewis won for There Will Be Blood.
Yes.
And Marianne Cotillard won for Best Actress.
All right, supporting actress. You have
supporting actress, and it
10 seconds. Go.
It wasn't an American.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tilda Swinton from Michael Clayton.
Oh, I would have never got that one.
Yeah. She was the surprise win. Like, no one expected her to win. So
I was thinking Cate Blanchett, so I was in the right place because they look alike.
Yeah, she was actually. I think she was going in like the favorite. So
wow. Okay, you got me.
So,
you got me.
Check out next week. Check out our blog, inskateblog.blogspot.com.
There's some good stuff on there.
Yeah, every single day. Check out the show next week. We're going to have Oscar recaps and Tim's potential earth-shattering announcement. So, see you.